All right, shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. The name of the Heavenly Father in the ancient Hebrew is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of. And Yahawashi is who everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His true name is Yahawashi, who is from the tribe of Judah, a so-called Negro who was slain at the foundations of the earth for the salvation of Israel and the elect on this side. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, will be part of that number. Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. The water for anybody coming in on the comment board here on after you have Bahasham Barak Atham. And I'm going to get into a lesson. You know, this world thinks of this as my computer's messing up, so give me a sec. So as I was saying, everybody, who's not in the truth, they look at as this is the new year, but we're still not in the new year as Israelites. You know, the new year is in the Passover. That's the beginning of the year, the Passover, which is in March. So, but for everybody else, this is New Year's, but, all the brothers, big brothers and elders and apostles of Great Millstone always do a New Year's Eve destruction video. And this would be my first time doing one. So, the water Yahawashi, I was shy that, he put the spirit on me to, come and do it. So, and also the elders and apostles, they, decreed basically this year is basically the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, but regardless of whether it's initiated or not, Lord willing, we're still doing the work until he, brings across this prophecy, which is found in Jeremiah chapter 31:7, which is going to be a time that no one's ever seen on the planet. And it's going to be a very dangerous time. It's going to be dead bodies everywhere. And that's what the prophets are warning, Jacob, which is Israel in the Bible. That's the only people that the Lord is dealing with. So we're going to deal with some scriptures And the title is New Year's Eve Destruction, the Hopeful Year of Jacob's Trouble, the New World Disorder, and various end time topics. So Lord willing, set fine to the flock. And we'll go ahead and get started with this first little video, first little clip, article. We're going to read a little bit into it and show you that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is trying to escape. He's trying to find a way to get out of here. Okay? And everybody who, is, with him is trying to escape. They're all trying to find a way to get away from this judgment. That's why Esau Edom has been trying to go into space all this time, and they're still trying to do so because they know the Lord's going to bring great wrath to everybody on the planet who thinks Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is something to play with, right? So we're going to read this. The New World Disorder, a volatile era is coming, right? It's the name of this article that they put up. Now, I want to go get that word, volatile, right? That's what it's saying, right? Let's look it up. All right.
Volatile.
It says of a substance easily evaporated at normal temperatures. But what we want to deal with is the second definition: liable to change rapidly and unpredictably. We're coming into a time that is going to be unprecedented to the majority of the earth, and even us who know that Jacob's trouble coming, we doing the work. We warning the people. We warning Jacob that this trouble's coming. Even us, we're trying to learn enough scriptures to where the Lord puts the Spirit on us to where nothing is unpredictable to us, and it's going to be a lot of stuff happening, like a lot of supernatural stuff happening. That's going to be like, damn. Like people going to be like, damn, like that shit's going to really be happening on the earth. The spirit world is about to connect with the physical ground, with the ground, with the earth. The spirit world is coming here. Okay. And it's a new government coming, and it's going to come protect its people, which is the elect of Israel, and everybody else is going to be left out here. And you're going to be like, shit, I shouldn't have been playing. That's what we're trying to tell you. And it's a lot things are liable to change. That's why I said for us in second Esdras to be as pilgrims upon the earth at that time. So what is E trying to do about it? Because he knows that a whole lot of stuff is coming that's unpredictable for him, because he doesn't know the scriptures. The Lord's not dealing with him. So he's got to figure out how he's going to get out of here, because he knows the Lord's coming for his ass. Right? So we're going to read it. It says Biosphere 2 is a research facility in the Arizona desert. It was designed as a closed environment to test whether humans could create self-sustaining colonies in outer space. See, they trying to get out of here because they know the shit's fucking dangerous coming here that they can't stop. It revealed some unexpected results, right? They thought they was going to make it out of here. For example, the trees in Biosphere 2's 7.2 million cubic feet of sealed greenhouses grew unnaturally fast, but collapsed before maturity. Eventually, the scientists realized that without the wind and the elements, the trees failed to develop the stress, wood, and deep root systems that make them resilient in the wild. Unnatural environmental stability was breeding instability. So there's no way that they know they can't leave. And even on top of that, they can't get out. So they're trying to make like a self-sustaining biosphere, so they could like move it somewhere else in the planet, And they were testing this shit, and it's not working. See, because their bodies, they're of the flesh. The spirit is the only the people of the spirit are the only ones that are going to be capable of leaving the earth. Okay. Jacob, they're going to be the only ones to be able to leave the earth. And, when we have other planets, we'll have servants there too, but, they won't be able to leave wherever they, were placed. Only Jacob's going to be able to travel the universe. That's the present for Jacob, and that's why he's like trying to get out of here, because he knows that the Lord's coming to get him because he messed with Jacob. Esau eating the so-called white man. That's who he is in the Bible. Genesis 25:25, he came out red. You ever heard of a redneck? Who's Esau? Okay. Him. Obadiah, we're going to start right here, because they're trying to run. And they're going to all not make it. They're all going to die right here. So we're going to read this. It's Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18. And let's go ahead and start at 17. And it says, and it reads, but upon Mount Zion, and basically Zion is talking about Israel, okay, shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, right? And being holy means to be set apart. So you got these churches in the world who are not set apart from the government. They got 5031C contracts. They make all the bread and go pay taxes to the government. And, they're basically with this system. They're making money off this system. So they're not holy. They're not separate. You have to be separate from these people who own the earth, because Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So they can't, you can't be making money with the wicked and not be wicked. You see what I'm saying? They're going to make you get down with program. So you have to be separate. You have to be meek, which means the lowly, the ones who ain't got no bread. The ones down here, we fucking work for everybody. Yeah, you got to be with us or you're going to be with them. So it says, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Who is that? All the nations, starting with Esau eating the so-called white man. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. Why does it say the house of Joseph? Why does it say that right next to Jacob being a flame and Jacob being a fire? Because Joseph came out of what? The seed line of Jacob. And who was Joseph? That's Yahawashi's physical father, who everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. That's his father. That's why they're both put together. It's the same seed line. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And out of Noah, was the, Shem, Ham, and Japheth were the three sons that Noah had, right? Was Shem, the Shemites, were the ones who later became what? The Hebrew Israelites. Okay? That seed line is the only ones that's going to be what? A flame and a fire. And the house of Esau, which is so-called white man, for stubble. You see? And what's stubble? Like when you, like a fire, right? You burn wood in it, and all that wood that's left over that's just crumpled up, you can't really do nothing with it. That's what it's talking about. Stubble. That's what it's talking about. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. But before that, what's going to happen? You're going through 1,000 years of slavery for what you've done to Israel. That's what we're declaring to you. We're not telling you maybe, no, this is going to happen. We're giving you the forecast of judgment come upon the earth, because everybody thinks that they're the shit, especially a lot of these women out here think you're shit. You don't need nobody. You don't need no man of the Lord. You didn't. Some of y'all be like, y'all don't need men at all. Men be like, what I'm saying? We the shit. You can't tell us nothing. Both y'all gonna get that work. Lord's gonna bring judgment. And that's what we want, but we want him to bring us mercy. That's why we're dishing out judgment. But we also teach about what? Repentance, coming to the ways of the Lord. But we're in a time of war. You can get with it or not. You know, it's not time for like being weak-minded. There's about to be a lot of death on the planet. This is Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape. And this is also talking about 2/3 of Israel. Because when you look in Zechariah 13:8, it talks about 2/3 of Israel will be cut off all throughout the land. And it's mainly talking about America, Babylon, and Great, because there's going to be great destruction here. And they're not going to be able to escape. They're going to get caught up with Esau because they're trying to be his little fucking girlfriend. You know, and they don't want to come to the ways of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. They want to stay here and get the bag, right? So they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. And there was a movie that I watched with my elder last night. I've watched it before, but it kind of brought me back to remembrance that this was in there. And it was called the movie called Us. And the little girl's walking, you know, wandering off by herself. And it's this Edomite standing there with the Jeremiah 11:11 sign. You know, that's what he's saying. Like, he's going to bring an evil and you ain't going to be able to run. You know, they show you in the movies because when you look up the word theater, when you go back, like when you look up the word theo, which is like basically the root word of it, like the beginning of it, theo, it means God. So who you think's making the movies? The Most High. He's making them to what? Show the elect the times that's coming, you know? And then also he shows 2/3 of our people too. So it's like he shows us movies like what's that movie called? Leave the World Behind, right? We know all of us have seen that. Whoever, you know, is not living under a damn rock, we've seen that shit, you know? And then they coming out with a movie this year called Civil War. And the scriptures talk about Civil War coming too, you know? So we know these things are bound to happen. And some people, you know, the majority of people are not going to escape. The Lord said in Isaiah chapter 66 that the slain of the Lord shall be many men. And Esau trying to get the fuck out of here, and all of these people out here just standing around like thinking nothing gonna go down. Like, Happy New Year and shooting off fireworks right now. Okay, but what are the men of the Lord doing? We're in here showing you they're going off, and that's what's going to make sure they get what? Judgment and no escape. And the Lord's not playing. The Lord mess around, put you in a position where he torture your ass and you wish to die. You know? Don't play with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, or his name. And that's what 2/3 of our people doing. They trying to call on Jesus Christ. And J's wasn't invented until 1542. So how is his name Jesus Christ? There was nobody back in that day calling on that name, you know? And he said in Deuteronomy, we would get cast out of Israel and we would go to other nations and would worship other gods. That's one of them other gods. You know, Jake, you gotta stop calling on that shit. Lord's gonna kill your ass. So we're gonna get over here, domestic related murder, suicide. And, you know, this is actually somebody that I knew in high school, but I didn't know them, but like I seen their face walking down the hallway, you know, like just another person. Cause I was in the 2010 graduation people or whatever. And we had a lot of people in our class, you know, and this is one of them. And she gone, you know, and it's domestic related. Because over here where I'm at, and you know, out here in Oklahoma, it's the second highest in the whole nation. You see? So that's why we tell you women, like, you better make sure you get with a man of the Lord, because you mess around, get with a man, because a lot of y'all be out here trying to play around with a man's emotions and shit. You mess around, kill your ass, and then kill herself. And the Lord put the spirit on him to do that shit, because this is what happened in this situation. We're gonna watch this video.
Guys, that's right. Oklahoma City police say there have been 73
Look at that. 73 women
so far this
thought
year.
they could just talk shit to some random ass dude out there. Gone. 73 this year. You know? And it said like last year was over 100 something. You know, just over domestic violence.
20 of them have been domestic related.
Right.
Now, YWCA
Yeah,
said
20 of them been domestic related. Okay. That's right. I was going off a little bit. But there was another one that said that, hold on, just watch.
that may seem like a low number, but the statistics continue to rise in the state.
It's another one. So unfortunately in Oklahoma, we do have this feeling at this point of another one.
23-year-old Elizabeth Anderson planned to meet with 34-year-old Gavin Navitt at the 7-Eleven on Reno and Check Call Road Thursday afternoon. According to Oklahoma City police, she was returning some of his property when he pulled a pistol on her before shooting himself. The two were previously in a relationship.
We are still seeing homicide.
Second in the nation. You know what I'm saying? Second in the nation for this type of shit. You know? Some women just thinking they can just do whatever the fuck they want and through. That's all we tell you. Don't just be out here thinking you can just use men and get away with it. Because just like she did, I'm coming to bring your shit back. He said, fuck that. Popped her ass, popped herself in the head, through. You know? And she was probably in some mischief. She was probably doing wrong. You don't just shoot somebody for no reason. You know? And the dude was definitely emotional. You know? He shouldn't have did it like that. Like, that's definitely emotional. Like, one female, bro, it's like 100 quadrillion million females out here, bro. Like, you didn't have to shoot. But whatever. It's the Lord's will. So we're going to look up some precepts and show you that if the laws were in place, this would have never happened. This is why we need the Lord to come back and put these laws in place. Because this is what a lot of women are doing. Because you have to understand in the scriptures, you're bound to your man. Like, whoever you sleep with, that's who you're bound to. And if you go sleep with somebody else while he's still alive, that's committing adultery. That's what it's talking about in the Bible. You know? And there's like another way, like, if he divorces you, if he's still alive, you're still bound to him and you can reconcile with him. But if you go sleep with another man, you basically commit adultery. That's what the Bible talk about. And that's why a lot of women don't want to get down with this, because it talks about a man, he can have as many wives as he wants. But, you know, he can't go sleep with another man's wife. That's committing adultery to him, you know, to the Lord. That's how you put it down. Because when you really look into the scriptures, men and women aren't equal, man. You know, and a lot of people got a problem with that. And it's going to get what? Your ass judged. Because we didn't set it up. The Lord set it up. We're here to tell you how it is. You can comply or not. We don't care. That's not what we're here for, to make you under. Like, we're not like the Christians, like, you must believe. Like, we don't give a fuck. You don't believe, Lord's going to make sure you wish you did. This is Amos chapter 7, verse 17. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. And that's what happened to us. That's why we're over here today. So you think that like we gonna get cast out of Israel and not lose the name of the Lord for a little bit? We did. But now we're getting it back because the Lord's coming back to redeem what? His wife, which is Israel. We're being reconciled with the Lord, you know? But if he divorces us, what does that mean? We're not supposed to go and sleep with somebody else. And that's what we did as a nation. We went and started worshiping other gods. That's like sleeping with somebody else to the Lord, you know, worshiping these other names, going, you know, doing whatever, Jehovah wickedness, or going to Baptist church or Catholic church. All that shit was literally committing spiritual adultery against the Lord. That's why we were widowed, because we were doing that shit. And he said, look, I'm gonna go away for a little while, because Yahawashi, who everybody called Jesus Christ, came and died so he could wipe that away. But in that process, we still had to fall away. We had to come back into the understanding and wait till he returned. But he said he was going to wake up his elect in the last day, man. And we hope to be a part of that number, because a lot of people woke up to this truth and a lot of them gone. It's about enduring to the end. That's how you're going to know who his chosen is. So then we're going to go to show you that, see, if she would have knew this, she would have knew not to leave him. She would have knew to stay with him. But she didn't want to do that. American Babylon the Great tell you can be whatever who who you want to be with, and whatever. You can just leave them. I don't like them no more, and just go somewhere else, right? Start dealing with another dude, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 39, the wife is bound by the law, right? The law of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, not Esau, Edom's law. Ain't nowhere in the Bible you see them go sign a damn marriage certificate, okay? Marriage is through sex. So you have sex with somebody, that's your husband. That's how it is in the scriptures, you know? So it says the wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. But if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the Lord. So only in the Lord. So it's got to be a righteous marriage. It can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to go fuck this chick and whatever, you know? Like we had morals, we had code, we had ethics. You know, Israel was a serious nation. We didn't just do whatever, because we knew that there was consequences and stuff, you know? So, you know, when a woman did get married with another man, if her husband died, it was like, we're doing this to serve Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. If you're not doing it for that, then it's in vain. That's basically what it's saying. So, but, you know, if you're following the Lord, you're obviously going to follow that custom. You're going to follow that law. Because this is what happens when you don't. Okay? Because like it says, they were single, right? They were single, right? She was out there sleeping around, doing whatever. Well, if that was her first, she committed adultery against him. And if it wasn't her first, she committed adultery with whoever was her first if he's alive. And the Lord used that guy to judge her. That's basically what it's saying. This is Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32. But whoso committed adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. See, that guy who killed her, he lacked understanding. That's why the Lord made him, you know, shoot her and then shoot himself. It said Proverbs 20, verse 24, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? So you put a bullet in your head, the Lord made you do that. You see what I'm saying? He wanted you to do that. So a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. And that's what he did. He destroyed himself. He shot himself in the damn head. Shalom, bro. Yahabashim al Barak. Shalom, shalom. And shalom, all you aquat on the comment board. Yahabashim al Barak. To all y'all, you know, out there tuning in, whoever you may be. So, verse 33, a wound and dishonor shall he get, right? Sometimes it make you do it to yourself. And his reproach shall not be wiped away. So he still got to be held accountable for that. Lord might send him back here just to taste the missiles. You know? 34, for jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. And see, he didn't spare her. He didn't do none of that. He said, fuck all that. Bitch, you come do all that shit. Boom. Boom. Gone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not doing all that 2024 presents. I don't need none of that. We ain't celebrating that. Verse 35, he will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest. Damn, get that shit out the way. Neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. So you can't buy him. You can't buy his ass off. You can't like be like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. Take everything. No, he's gonna want vengeance. Okay. That's what we're showing you. Like, that's what we tell you. Don't, if you're a woman, don't just be doing that shit. You got a man, you need to stick with him. And if y'all break up, you need to stay single. If you claim to love the Lord, you stay single and just by yourself until he take you back or he die. And that's the rules. If you don't want to follow him, go do whatever you want. You're going to end up in the parking lot, Joe's spirit getting took. That's why we keep telling you women, like, think you equal with men. But then America Babylon the Great tell you to pick up a damn helmet and go fight in World War III. Then you're going to be like, oh, that's a man's job. Well, I thought you wanted to be equal, motherfucker. Shit. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Because we serving Bahasham Yahawashi over here. We ain't trying to go fight for Esau. We don't want to go to World War III and fight his war. So we praying that the Lord don't send us over there. Because the Lord's in control of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He won't send us over there if we're doing the work. I believe that wholeheartedly, Lord willing. Because shit, they try to tell my ass to go over there, shit. I'm gonna be like, shit, y'all better lock my ass up because I'm not fighting for none of you motherfuckers. You done put us in slavery and raped and pillaged the land, lied about us, didn't tell us we was the Israelites. Now you want me to pick up a gun and go fight for y'all? Hell no. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. And it reads, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Right? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor adulterers. And fornicators is like basically committing adultery, you know? And then adulterers is like idol worship. But fornicators, you know, for a man, like I said, if you don't sleep with another man's wife, or you ain't committing adultery, you sleep with me, whatever you want, bro. But you got to have that mindset of like, if you're going to sleep with a woman, it can't just be like for lust. It has to be like, I'm going to take this woman. Like, this is my wife. Like, that's how you want to have it as. You don't want to just be out here popping shit. And, you know, the Lord said that you could do that too. But, you know, in a way, like if a woman's defiled and you just tap that thing and leave it, you could do that too. But I just look at it like, that's not the time for that shit, Jake. Like, this shit's finna be hit the fan. Like, we don't get no time to be just out here trying to get boxed, bro. Okay, it's finna be a whole bunch of boxes shredded. Okay? Get thrown in the shredder. We ain't trying to be fucking with them. So be not deceived, neither fornicators nor adulterers. Okay, no adulterers, which is also talking about, adultery, nor effeminate, right? I want to look up this word effeminate. Okay. And we're going to read the rest. This word effeminate.
Malakas.
So it says soft to the touch, metaphorically in a bad sense, effeminate, of a catamite, a boy kept for sexual relations with a man. See, Lord doesn't deal with that shit, right? A male who submits his body to unnatural lewdness, like weird shit, like shit just going off. What's natural? A man and a woman, So unnatural lewdness. I want to look up that word lewdness. It says indecency or obscenity, vulgar sexual character or behavior. Just like, doing that shit, like, just overdoing it, like in an offensive way, if I would say, is what it's saying. That's what it means by lewdness. Like you just out there, just, somebody catch you getting some boxes in the middle of a park or some shit. Like, shit like that. You don't want to just, it's supposed to be like a way you do this shit. Of a male prostitute as well, That's what it's talking about. Effeminate, weenie ass man in the spirit. That's basically what it's saying. Because there's some men out there who's tough as fuck in the flesh and they could beat everybody up and shit, but they effeminate in the spirit. And they end up doing shit like that, like shooting a woman and shooting themselves in the head. That's effeminate. That's feminine as fuck. You see what I'm saying? Abusers of themselves with mankind. We're supposed to be moderate in all things. We don't overdo nothing. Okay? Let me get back up here. And let me go to the next thing that it says. Nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous. So can't steal, don't be stealing shit, especially from other Israelites. And covetous means like making money off the truth. We don't make money off the truth. Nor drunkards, you know, and it doesn't say that you can't drink, you can drink, but like I said, moderation. You don't just be out there swerving all over the place, being dizzy and shit, and can't handle your drink, right? The Lord will turn water into wine. He ain't worried about no drink, but you can't be out there just overdoing it. Nor revilers, and it talks about not to revile the gods, the men of the Lord. Those they're not going to make it either. Nor extortioners, you know, people who, you know, force people to do shit to get them money, you know, say, you know, I want you to go over here and sell this weed and everything you get, I want a portion of it. That's extortion, you know, extortion. Shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High. But this is what you got to remember. Verse 11, and such were some of you. See? So some of us we was at least one of them things at one point in our life. All of us. We all went off at some point. Right? And such were some of you, but ye are washed. Why? Because we came back into this truth and we repented. You know, we still repent daily. We ain't perfect, you know. So we always ask the Lord to forgive us, to keep to guide our steps, you know. Because if you perfect, then what's the point of him coming back and get you? Like, he's coming to save the ones who are, you know, need him to fix them. So you're not going to be perfect, but you want to try the best of your abilities. That's what grace is. But ye are sanctified, but ye are justified in the name of the Lord Yahawashi, and by the spirit of our power, Yahawah. You see? So you're justified by the spirit. So even if you make mistakes, you know, if you know you trying your best and the Lord has got you in the spirit where, you know, you're serving him to the best of your abilities, you're going to be fine. You know, the Lord is not a man that he should lie. He said he's going to God defeated his saints, you know, so we're not going to be going off like that. We make mistakes, but it ain't like, you know, we just drowning in wickedness. You know, we're doing a lot of righteous acts at the same time and fighting it. That's the battle, you see? So, but some shit, yeah, you don't want to just do that shit, okay? Some shit, you like, all right, you got to put that down, okay? You've been in the truth for about, 2, 3, 4 months plus, your ass needs to stop doing some of this shit, you know? A lot of that shit, honestly, you know? Most of the thing I feel like most brothers go off in is, you know, having to work on the Sabbath because we're not supposed to do that. We doing that because we broke as hell. You know, can't get off like that every day. And it says don't be over righteous. So we're not just going to be like, oh, just, you know, not going to overdo it. So it says Pilate pulled the wrong levers in the Paul crash that killed 72 people. Investigators find, right? And it said that he got nervous and he flipped a wrong lever, basically, when you read into it. So Lord put spirit on that man to send 72 people on the flight. Okay, New Year's Eve destruction. Okay, that's what the title is. Okay, New Year's destruction. And they say it happened on the 29th, but close enough. So then we also have this. It says house explosion in Michigan kills 4 and hurts 2. Okay, and this happened, you know, this morning at 10 o'clock. Just they was in there. There's like, we're gonna have a New Year's, and their house blew up. Right. Then, you know, same thing over here. The people who say they're Israel, which is actually Amalek, the first descendants of Esau. Okay. The Rawchaas, the ones who have all the money. Okay. That's who they are. They're the, you know, they're the ones who were blessed with the sword. Okay. Esau's grandson. Okay. That was passed down to them and they've been running it ever since. So it says Israel and another little tip. They're in old Babylon right now, in modern day Iraq. They're running shit, you know, from America, Babylon the Great. Like they're like telling them what to do, but they're hiding out there. So this is Israel's military says it used the wrong bombs and strike on Gaza refugee center that killed at least 86 people. Okay, this said it was on the 28th or something, but this is what they're saying. It says the Israeli military said its December 24th airstrike on refugee camp caused unintended harm. Okay, how you gonna accidentally do 2 airstrikes? How you gonna accidentally hit 2 airstrikes to hit 7 buildings? How you gonna say, "Oh, my bad, I used the wrong bombs"? Like, what the hell is wrong with these people, man? This is why the Lord's come back to judge these motherfuckers. Okay, and we know Israel can't have, that we can't have like a military if we were scattered across the 4 corners of the earth and exiled from Israel. How the hell we got a military? That's how we know they're not really Israel. You see? But, while everybody's celebrating New Year's, they're accidentally dropping bombs on refugees over there. So this is James chapter 4, verse 14. This is why you don't want to be one of these people talking about I got plans next week. I got plans next year to do this. You don't know if you wake up one morning, your house blow up. This is James chapter 4, verse 14. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little while, for a little time. Appear for a little time and then vanisheth away. And that's how it was. They were there for just a little bit, and then their house turned to a firecracker. And they're over there picking up toothpicks right now because nobody in there knew Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Now we're going to go over here. Okay. And go to this next destruction, coming on. And, this is nothing compared to what Jacob's trouble is going to bring. That's why we're showing you all this shit and like, oh damn, like that's scary as hell. Like it's nothing compared to what the Lord is about to do. Okay, this is the Lord like not doing anything really. Thousands of homes remain without power in wake of Storm Garrett. Okay, so there was a storm in Scotland, and it was around 1,500 homes without power. More than 46,000 properties lost power due to the storm. So that's like a blackout, man. That's like a blackout. They could still have their shit off today, So, people be talking about China hacking shit and whatever. Lord could just send a damn storm over there and take all the power out. He don't need Esau really. And, he could use Esau's little harp weapon, his little frequency machine and do it. But, how are we supposed to know whether either way? We just know that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is doing it either way, even if Esau does it, because men's goings are the Lord. So if they do it, then the Lord wants them to do it. Like we don't have to get all like super deep with the shit. We just hope Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi gets us out of the way. So this is more than 1,000 houses went underwater. Devastating flood hits Java, Indonesia. And this was 13 hours ago.
The information in the video shows tsunami set in Java, Indonesia.
Evakuasi tidak lagi ada di tempatnya, ya.
Severe flood struck Java, Indonesia, causing widespread devastation. Thousands of homes were submerged in various villages as the torrents surged.
This is why none of these people are saying Happy New Year, okay? This is why they're not saying Happy New Year's, okay? He's halfway underwater, okay? He can't go to work today. It's fucked off. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you go look him up. Get jacked up over there, man.
The deluge resulted in significant damage to infrastructure and displaced numerous families.
Yeah. Can't even get his notes like that. Mm.
Emergency response teams are working tirelessly to provide aid and rescue.
Okay, so you see that's going on, right? And this is why a lot of these nations hate America, Babylon, the Great, because they're over there really going through shit, and everybody over here just partying, chilling, laughing, all that. But also in California, there was some more massive waves hitting the coast of California, and they're saying that more is going to come. So we're going to watch a little bit of that.
Large waves and high surf continued to hit the Southern California coast on Saturday. This was the scene in Ocean Beach in San Diego County. A high surf warning is in effect there until 2 a.m. on Monday, and the National Weather Service says dangerous, large breaking waves will be 6 to 11 feet, with some reaching 15 feet. In Los Angeles County, waves could get up to 20 feet. A high surf warning is in effect for that area until Saturday evening. The National Weather Service says there's also a risk of rip currents along the coast.
That's just showing what's going on over there, too. They got a whole lot of that. A lot of people been, some people been injured over there because of that. And they're saying it's getting worse. So over there, they're not really having a good New Year's, whoever's over there. And, the elect, the hopeful elect is what, we are right now, hoping to be of the elect. We're not celebrating that shit anyways. It's a pagan holiday. It's a heathenistic holiday, and we know our life could literally be gone the next day. So we're not doing that shit. We're not out here partying. We're over here doing the work of the Lord. Ezekiel 14:21. And this is basically talking to 2/3 of our people because, they're not going to get it. But it's talking to the elect too. But it's mainly he's speaking to the 2/3 because they're not going to turn around and repent. So this is Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 21. For thus saith the Lord Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, how much more when I send my four-sword judgments upon Jerusalem? And Jerusalem is basically wherever you're at. If you're an Israelite, you're basically wherever you're at is Jerusalem. You see what I'm saying? Wherever you're at. Because we were scattered across the four corners of the earth, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28 chapter. So that means wherever you're at is Jerusalem. So that's why you're seeing judgments all over the place. Where I'm at, where you're at. Just go look on the news. Something happened wherever you're at, So the sword, right, was talking about like weapons, guns, whatever, and the famine, people starving to death, and the noisome beast, you see people getting eaten by lions and shit, and people getting attacked by dogs, and the pestilence to cut off from it man and beast. And the Lord right now, he's sending these four-sword judgments on a small scale compared to what Jacob's trouble is going to be. It said people will be like dung upon the earth, like their body's going to be like dung on the earth, like shit. Okay? There's going to be so many bodies. That's what we're trying to warn you of. So, while that's going on, China unveils world's most powerful engine capable of 12,000 miles per hour that could power missiles to anywhere on Earth in 60 minutes. So while that's all going on, they're still doing Joel 3:10. They're beating their swords and beating their plowshares into swords, which means they're turning their agricultural money into intercontinental ballistic missiles, and they're making them powerful. That's what it's saying. So now we're going to do Isaiah chapter 13. Going to read a little bit of this, and then we're going to move to the next one. And it reads, the burden of Babylon, which is here. This is talking about America this time. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. And that mountain is talking about Israel. That banner is the men of so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations doing the work and warning you That's that banner. Exalt the voice unto them, right? Tell you the word. Shake the hand that they may go to the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. So he commanded us to do this, and we pray to be of that number. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. So everybody's being called up to play their lot. And lot means like destiny. You know, you're doing your purpose. Okay. I have commanded, right? And it says the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms and nations gathered together. The Lord mustereth the host of the battle. That's what we see. What? The bricks. The bricks are coming together, and the Lord's hosting it. He's the one, you know, carrying this out and getting their missiles ready. Verse 5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Verse 6, how ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. That's talking about the missiles, man. I want to add one to it. Okay, just to make it, to expound on it. Hold on. And they're going to come from the east. So we always pray to the east. That's where the Lord's going to come from. Because that's where the Garden of Eden is east of here. You know, the Garden of Eden is basically the land of Israel, you know, where Israel is, and Palestine and, you know, Gaza, all that whole strip over there is the promised land. And that belongs to the true Israelites who were scattered across the four corners of the earth. And the Lord's about to take everybody out that motherfucker and put us back. Lord willing, we are that number. 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Ain't nobody shooting no damn arrow to the end of the world. It's talking about a missile. It's talking about an intercontinental ballistic missile. Those are the weapons of his indignation. That's what he's going to shoot over here. And everybody's like, there's no missiles in the Bible. Well, you're not going to find out till one of them hits you in your face. That's what you want to keep saying. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to pull up this next article. And this is all you're just seeing is just all this destruction being prepped. That's all we're showing you is destruction being prepped for this year to come, you know, and it might be last. Who knows? We're going to pray it is because we're ready to go home. You know, we all got unfinished business here. So we're just like, Lord, just get it done so we can go home. So we won't have to worry about trying to stay afloat in this place because Jake is never going to make it here. We're always going to be fucking struggling here. Eyes on Gaza and Ukraine, a slew of other conflicts could erupt in 2024, right? That's what we at right now, according to the world. But we still got about 3 months for our year as Israel. So this year isn't even up yet to us. So it says, with the eyes of the world on the ongoing wars in Ukraine and Gaza, an unprecedented number of potentially catastrophic conflicts are going under the radar, analysts have warned. The International Rescue Committee earlier this month released its emergency watch list for 2024, documenting the 20 countries at the greatest risk of security deterioration. The countries account for around 10% of the world's population, but around 70% of its displaced persons, along with the approximately 86% of global humanitarian need. That's a big number, 86% of global humanitarian need. Okay? The UN estimated October that more than 114 million people were displaced by war and conflict Worldwide, the figure is now likely higher, right? And all they're talking about is the worst of times coming. And Jake is talking about Happy New Year right now, trying to get some box. Lord's going to get your ass. You keep playing around, Jake. You just come back to the ways of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, and do his will. And if you're not doing that, you're still doing his will. He said the deceived and the deceivers are his. So it don't matter what you do, Jake. You're doing what he wants you to do. You better hope he's got you doing this. And this is another thing. It says North Korea says it will no longer seek reunification with South Korea. Will launch new spy satellites in 2024, which is starting today. So that's going on with them, you know, and the scriptures talk about this, you know. So we're going to make this simple, you know, just updating destruction coming. You know, I do that in a lot of videos, of course. I always got my articles, and it's not like I'm doing it. Like this is what's in the news. Like if there was other stuff in the news, I would do scriptures on that. Like this is what's going on right now. You know, death and destruction coming. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. They said, we no longer going to be cool with y'all. That's where we at. I just did an article about 3 days ago. It said Russia and America, Babylon the Great is no longer cool. They splitting up over some $300 million money situation. Like everybody's picking their side to what? World War III. Okay. It's finna go down. Right? So in kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. We see all that, right? All these are the beginning of sorrows, you know? You know, and I don't want to go that far into it, you know, in the verse 9. That's the point. You know? This is just the beginning of sorrow. So it ends not yet. So you still got time to repent, Jake. But if you keep fucking playing around, Lord's gonna put the spirit on you, do dumb shit until he fucking starts jacking everybody up. So that's why you want to start doing shit like now, you know, if you're not. And that's just, you know, whoever comes across, because you never know who somebody, make a video and a whole year later, somebody else come watch your video, which you did, and be like, damn, I need to get my shit together. That's how I was with the elders and apostles. I came to truth, watch all they shit, like all they shit from way back then. As much stuff I could find, you know. The hopeful elect, the true hopeful elect that wasn't really love the Lord, they would go back there and find that stuff. So you know, you never know who come across those stuff. So Oklahoma legislator files bill to mandate, and this is in Oklahoma, right? It says bill to mandate display of 10 commandments in public school classrooms. And this dude, he definitely looks like an Edomite. He's bald head ass, got pink skin because he ain't got no pigment. That is Esau Edom. And he's trying to put our commandments in the classroom. Okay? Why? Because they know the Lord's coming back and they're terrified. They're like, fuck. You know, they're trying to get right with the Lord, but they can't because they're evil. They're devils. You know? And this is what the Lord has to say about it, you know, and then we're done. So this is Psalms chapter 50, verse 16. And it reads, but unto the wicked the Most High saith, which is Yahawah, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? What you getting your shit and putting it in your public schools when you literally raped, pillaged the land, took Jacob's heritage from him, iconoclasm, you can go look it up, and changed everything, changed all the names, made Jesus Christ, right? So-called Jesus Christ. What are you to try to go and declare my shit? This is for Jacob. This is not for Esau, you know, or the other nations, right? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth. So what are you doing, E? And that's what we're telling them the same thing. What are you doing trying to go put the 10 commandments in your schools? You the damn devil. They're not for you. The commandments are not for you. verse 17, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. And he did. He said, don't put no harm to my prophets. What they do? They jacked us up for centuries. And now they about to pay for it. Like a final payment, you know? And that's why we keep showing up and doing these videos. We showing up to make sure Esau Edom don't miss no payments. He gonna get his full judgment. We want to see here, watch him get it. Lord willing. Psalms chapter 119, verse 110. It says, the wicked have laid a snare for me. See, they laid traps for us to try to keep us out of this truth. But what? Yet I erred not from thy precepts. And this is David talking. This is King David talking, you know, and we following his lead, you know, starting, of course, you know, with Yahawah and Yahawashi, but, you know, King David and, you know, the 144,000, you know, men, the elect men, you know, starting with the 12 disciples and then on down, you know, we're following their lead. They haven't erred from the precepts. They're showing us. And precept means like scripture. Precept means commandment. So if you see a scripture, it's a commandment, you know, if it's telling you to do something, you know. So I got one more precept and we go on. Psalms 147, verse 19. And people don't understand, like, what we're giving you is real knowledge. Like, this is the only knowledge that's going to survive, okay? Everything else is going to be nothing. It's going to be nothing, okay? This is real currency right here, okay? But the wicked shall not understand, as it says in Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. That's why he said, don't even tell them, you know, but we have to search Jerusalem with candlesticks, so we kind of have to declare it to everybody to see who's Jacob. But, you know, Psalms chapter 137, verse 19, he showeth his word unto Jacob and his statutes and judgments unto Israel. In Genesis 10:35, Jacob's name was turned to Israel. So it's just dealing with only Israel. Jacob. Verse 20, he have not dealt so with any nation. There's 18 nations. One of them's Israel, one of them's Esau, Edom, and then there's 16 other nations, okay, which are the sons of men. The other 16 nations are the sons of men. Esau, Edom, so-called white man, is the son of the wicked, and the sons of Jacob is Yasharallah, the sons of the living power. 3 classifications of men. That's it. You know? You're going to be one of them, and 2 of them get their ass whooped. So only one of them's getting out of here. Jacob, you're going to want to be, you're going to wish you was fucking Israel if you're not. So it says, as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So they've never known the judgments. They've never understood the breakdowns. And you got the most meat broke men out here on the planet breaking it down to you. You don't think that's the Lord? Like, no one else has understood this until now, you know, until the elders and apostles started teaching this, you know, coming out of One West 40 plus years ago, around 40 years ago. Nobody knew. But the Lord manifested his name unto the men which he chose out of the world. That's John 17:6. So that's it. That's all I got. So Shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. Why abab, the water for tuning in, all y'all sincere believers on the comment board. Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. And Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. Peace and blessing to the elect. You know, shalom.